Hey everyone, and welcome to a special at-home edition of the Fish Report. I'm Kellen Petrone, assistant coach for Pitt volleyball, and with me is head coach Dan Fisher.
Hey Kellen, thanks for having me, and I just want to start out by wishing everyone all the best that's watching, and just hope that everyone's enjoying time with their family and making the best of the situation.
Absolutely. So coach, for today's show, we asked our followers to submit questions on our Pitt volleyball Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks to everyone that responded. We picked some of our favorites. Fish, you ready to answer some questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. From Pittsburgh Moms on Instagram. How are you dealing with the challenge of not being with your team right now?
Well, I think we're doing the same as everyone else is doing. We're doing Zoom meetings. We're staying in touch, and just trying to give them all the resources that they typically have. They're in finals week right now, and so I think it's a hard time for everyone, but we're kind of all in the same boat.
From Jennifer Ross on Facebook. Along the same lines, how do you keep players motivated to stay in shape when you can't train together? And if there's no definitive date as to when that'll happen, or if or when the season starts, how are our girls staying in shape, Coach?
We'll find out when they get back. The girls, on the Pitt volleyball team are generally very, very motivated. So, they have at-home workouts, and I know that most of them are doing two shorter ones, so doing twice a day, and it's hard to make sure they're getting all the reps they need in volleyball, but I would think they're going to come back in pretty good shape, and whenever that is.
Okay, we're going to go back to Instagram, and from @Tillo79, what do you love most about Pitt and Pittsburgh?
What I love most is actually, it's a really good outdoors town, and so I'm able to get out and go on a nice mountain bike trail just close to my house. There's good hiking, there's kayaking, fishing, and so I really enjoy the outdoor activities and my job.
Okay, we're going to have a question from Instagram from Kamalani Akeo's teammate from Brno. What's it been like having the Akeo sisters in your program now for 5 years and 3 more?
The Akeo family has been a real big blessing for me, and it's been a joy to coach both of them. The one thing I learned this past year was how different two sisters can be, and so I'm definitely still, building my relationship with Lexus, and that was cut short a little bit this year, and so, but know Kamalani quite well, and just I'm really grateful that we've had both of them in the program.
Okay, well, who's the better teacher of the hula dance?
This is actually, we did an earlier Fish report on this, and I don't know who the better dancer is. Probably Kamalani, but Lexus is a really good teacher, so I would go with her.
Awesome. Another question from Instagram. What do you like most about Brazilian volleyball?
Brazilian volleyball. When I think Brazilian volleyball, what immediately my mind goes to, late 90s, kind of early 2000s, when the men's team really, there was a time when I was in college in the 90s where everyone wanted to get the tallest player they possibly could. And then the Brazilians men's team came out and with some, not sized, but shorter, really quick athletes. And they just started playing really, really fast, setting the back row quick, really fast. And so everyone just really tried to emulate that style. And I fell in love with it. And that's what popped in my brain when I think about Brazil and Brazil volleyball.
Awesome. So this is a really popular question on Instagram. Do you have any tips for being recruited?
I do. My single biggest one would be, work on yourself and your game, number one, and the recruiting will take care of itself. I think a lot of younger athletes get really consumed with how do I get recruited versus how do I get as good as I can be. That being said, definitely send video and lead with that video with your best clips. We love watching video. We watch it all the time, and really to take some good interest in the schools you're writing to too. Maybe read a little bit about the past season or the coaches' bios, because ultimately you're starting a relationship, and so it goes two ways. So yeah, video and learn a little bit about the program.
So you said one of the best ways to get recruited is to get better at volleyball. But I'm stuck at home now during quarantine. What's one way or two ways I can get better at volleyball?
This is an interesting time, and I don't know if they can get more skilled or if everyone can, because everyone has little different setups at home. And but one of the things I think's unique about this is that this is a chance for athletes to learn a little bit more about themselves. And a lot of the modern day athlete has had a lot of really structured training environments, and so I think this is a chance to figure out what works for you. And maybe you want to experiment with some new things nutritionally, maybe stretching, maybe do some yoga classes online, maybe do some meditation. There's just a number of things that you can figure out, like what works for you. And on top of that, I definitely think it's a good time to watch a lot of volleyball. There's just a ton of good content out there. And so for sure, an athlete can come out of this with a better understanding of themselves and a better knowledge of the game.
Okay, our next question is from @PittEquip on Twitter. It's a burning question from all the equipment managers at Pitt. What's your favorite piece of apparel?
Do we think this was submitted by Spencer?
Probably.
The easiest answer is anything in a large tall.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Okay, we're going to go to Facebook, and this question is from Christopher Harold. What's the mentality you teach your players to keep the ball in system and to optimize attacking opportunities?
We train serve receive a lot, and we do our best to be in system, but I'd say what we work on the most is probably that the good pass, not the perfect one. So the pass that's 8 to 13 feet, to try to make that kind of tweener ball our in system. So we work to be really good and still play fast pin to pin from that area.
Great. And here's our last question from Facebook. This is from Pitt Stop Athletics. What's your or the team's biggest goal for the new season approaching?
Well, we've kind of been stuck in the second round of the tournament a few years in a row now, so that's the most obvious one, is to advance further. But the real goal, I would say right now, is just to have a season and get all the kids back in the gym.
For sure. All right, Fish. Well, it's great chatting with you. I miss being in the office with you every day. And that will do it for this at-home edition of the Fish Report. Thanks again to everyone who submitted the questions. It's a lot of fun, Coach.
Miss you too, Kellen. I'm keeping optimistic. We'll be back soon, and thanks for watching.
Peace.